some things you can improve, and then a challenge for next time. Okay?
Okay.
So Denny's objective tonight was planning and implementation. And I thought you chose a really great topic, which was to write a book. Whether you're a big book reader or not, you could relate to the topic, because we've all read a book somewhere, I hope. So what you did well, you picked a passionate topic, which makes it easier for us to speak about. Right? When we know something, when we're knowledgeable about a topic, our passion comes out naturally. It flows a little bit easier. So compared to some of your past speeches, I found that you were a little bit more involved and a little bit more fluid. So good job with that. In terms of the planning and implementation part, which was the focus for you tonight. So the introduction, you came in, you asked us, has anyone written a book? Nobody responded, right? So that's fine, keep going. Don't try to insist too much, because you might lose us in the beginning,
Okay.
right? We understood, no one's written, great, so now you have something to share with us. So move on from that. The other thing in the introduction is, for an audience, you want to make it really easy to follow your speech. So in that case, there's a little thing to remember. Tell us what you're going to tell us, and then tell us what you just told us. Does that make sense? Yeah?
Yeah.
So in the introduction, give us a little heads up where you're going about this. So I'm going to tell you, in order to write a book, here are the problems you might encounter, here are the solutions, here's what you might have to deal with in terms of publishers and who you might have to convince, and then I'll conclude with this point. And your conclusion was the other thing. Make sure to get to your conclusion and wrap things up. You kind of got to it and said, that's it. But I think that was timely.
Yeah.
Problem solution, I'll just add to with the slides. What happens when we put a slide up with a lot of words?
We read it.
You read it. So what are we not doing?
Listen.
Listening.
Okay.
So what you could do there, you didn't have a huge amount of words, but what you could do is break it up into each slide. Each point that you had, make it a different slide. Give us a second or two to read it, we've read it, and then start speaking. That way we're focused, completely focused on you and not distracted by what's behind you. Okay? So all in all, I thought you did a really big improvement compared to some past speeches you made with the way that you flowed with your speech. Next time, if you use slides, I would just focus on dividing it up into simpler words and simpler images. And then just to approach your introduction a little bit more with more structure.
Okay.
Give us an idea of where you're going to go, tell us, and then conclude by telling us what you just told us.